What's up, Angel City? I'm your girl Panda here for another episode of Angel City Chicks, and I am joined, of course, today by my favorite podcast co-host, Nina. Nina, welcome to episode 84, everybody.
What's up, everybody? Glad to be here with you today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Chat along with us as we go. This is your podcast. We are here for you. I want to start by saying Happy Veterans Day, Panda, and thank you for your service.
Aw, thank you. That was unexpected, but appreciate that a lot. Yes, for those of you who don't know, November 11th is Veterans Day. That is on Saturday, which we will be talking a lot about November 11th on this podcast, of course. Something very important is happening, as well as something important that has happened, of course, with myself and being involved in the military. So I got to get out there and find out all the discounts that are offered that day and see what I can get myself into. Some good
Yeah.
free meals or cookies or donuts, all the bad stuff. But
All the fun
thank you.
things.
Absolutely. So thank you so much. And welcome again to everybody who is here listening. We've got a fun episode today. Obviously, we are not going to be doing a game recap. We are going to be talking about some of the Angel City news that just happened over the last couple of weeks. And there's been quite a few changes, which has been kind of exciting. Some we like, some we don't like. So we're going to spice it up a little bit. And then, of course, we are going to get into some NWSL news and then talk about the big final that is coming up this weekend. Are you ready for it, Nina?
I think we dive in because there is a lot here. All right.
Let's just start off with a bang.
We wanted it. We got Becky. Full tweed ahead. Here we go. Becky Tweed, officially the head coach for Angel City.
The interim has been removed. She is now just Angel City FC head coach. So excited. They made a huge announcement during the week, last week about this, and I loved watching it. Everybody seemed genuinely just so happy for her. She seemed excited to take this team to the next level and actually be able to have a whole season to do it. And I think that's what's so exciting for her. And you know what else I liked about that press conference, Nina?
Oh my gosh. Tell me.
I loved their pink tweed jackets that they all put on. They all walked out and some of them had them on, some of them put them on. And it was just like an homage to Becky Tweed. And of course, if you don't know what tweed is, it is a fabric. It is kind of like a type of arrangement of fabrics that make tweed. And it's very cool. So full tweed ahead with the pink tweed jackets. I got to get me one of those. They're kind of itchy though. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, it's got a nice liner in it, maybe. I don't know. But I would do it. I would rock the tweed for Becky. But, also something really cool that came out of that is a fun little nickname. And this actually brings us to something that you and Becky have in common.
Oh my gosh. What is that, Nina?
So apparently when Becky was younger, she would go by Sparkles. She was Rebecca Sparkles Tweed.
It's so funny. I would like to know why they called her Sparkles. I don't know if she went into that, like why it was Sparkles, but I know for me, they gave me this nickname in my old job back in Indiana. So I work in surgery, and I don't know what it was. It was about like I would come in. I was always very bubbly in the morning. I mean, I still am, and I'd always like rock like a little bit of a shimmer of an eyeliner, like eyeshadow, and it was sparkly. So like everything about me was just like sparkly, and they're like Sparkles. And to this day, my one of my friends, my really good friends, calls me Sparkles. So anytime she addresses me on the social media, but yes, welcome Sparkles Becky Tweed. I'm so excited for you to just put all that energy into this team in the off season, and next season is going to be electric. I cannot wait.
I know. So many changes, so many moves coming in this next season. One of the ones in the coaching staff I'm going to jump to first that I'm not so enthused about because we've shouted him out before. I think he was a great asset to us, but Daniel Ball has finished his 2-year contract and he will not be returning. Now, I think this is really sad because I do think Daniel Ball brought a lot to the team, but also I think this is a good opportunity for Becky because now she can truly form the team the way she envisions it. And she now has full control.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. I'm wondering, do you think this was their decision or his decision, a mutual decision? I mean, I'd love to know, like, what they, what they thought, or if it's exactly what you said. Is it something where she's like, "No, I have some ideas in mind and I want to move forward with them," because I know they always seem like they had such a good relationship
Mhm.
on the sideline, and I know he said some very, very nice words about her on social media, and how, you've got an LA fan and he put his little emoji of like a little redhead guy. So, he's going to be an LA fan no matter what he's doing. So, part of
Mhm.
me thinks that he may not be staying in this league because I don't know. Maybe he's gonna
Yeah.
move on to something. Maybe he's moving back home because, I mean, where's he? Do you know where he's from? He's from
I
somewhere
don't know.
in,
He's
yeah.
from somewhere. Well done.
I mean, isn't he? Go away, Nina.
We do our research. He's from somewhere.
Listen, it's been a long day of like compiling all of this news together and everything. All right, you're lucky. You're lucky. I'm here right now in general. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, you know what? I'll look it up. I'll look it up at some point and I'll shout it out there. But anyways,
Yeah.
he he coached NCAA soccer at Iowa State.
And we
He
know
went to
he coached at Gotham,
Yeah.
but we
Yeah.
also know he has
Oh,
a
so
girlfriend, so
he's from England, that's what I meant to say. So, yeah, I'm wondering if he's gonna go back there or something and, support us from afar, but either way, it's sad to see him go. He was always a shining light. It was funny the first time we saw him, we all I don't know if anybody's gonna get this reference, but we always referred to him as the not Blake Griffin because he
yes.
kinda from a distance looks like Blake Griffin, who used to play on the Clippers, and until, of course, we got to know him a little better and, obviously called him by his real name, but what better for a goalkeeping coach to have a name like Daniel Ball? I just think it's
Yeah.
funny.
And he will
So,
always be not Blake Griffin to me, but you wanna talk about some other goalkeeping news?
yeah, let's talk about this one. We don't have a slide for it, but I think it's important to really mention. But Angelina Anderson, she has extended her contract. For you, all of you that probably know, I would assume you all know, but she was one of the draft picks that we did pick early in this season, along with Lissa Thompson, and she came in pretty clutch for us halfway through and through the last part of the season, becoming our number one. Nina, is she our number one going forward?
Absolutely. Sorry. I'm all in on Angelina, and please don't hang up on me. I want Brittany Eisenhower as the backup. I am so sorry, Dee Dee. I think we had a wonderful run, but I think it's time.
Maybe. I mean, we all know, if you watch the documentary, we all know that Dee Dee did say that she was thinking of retiring, and Angel City was the opportunity that came along and kind of reinvigorated her career, gave her life, gave her purpose. And, maybe this was like maybe her one last hurrah, and maybe she goes out, on quite on a little bit of a high note. I don't think it was an unsuccessful season. I think she was a great keeper that first season. I think, the second season, we just had someone better ready to take the reins from her. And yeah, I'm curious to see how it's going to play out over the off season. Is she, I don't know what her contract status is and how long she is with us or what's going to happen with her. But what I do know is we have Angelina Anderson through 2025, and I'm excited for that. So yeah, let's see how that goes. Now,
That's
you
a
want
good one.
to,
You ready for the next good one? You want to do this one, Panda? You want
no,
to
you
take
do
the
it.
big one?
No,
All
you
right.
do this. Come on,
The
Nina. I
other
believe in you.
really big one, and, I think you and I are both equally happy about this because we got to know this person as a genuine human, and very, very, very excited to see our Iron Woman in her first season back, making that best 11 for the NWSL, getting that honors, getting that recognition for how awesome she is, and extending her contract and not leaving.
Yes, yes, yes. So excited for Sarah Gordon. So deserved. I think she was one of those players out on that pitch that your eye immediately went to every game because she was just balling out, such a hustler, so fast. And for her to go from hurt and not playing last season to this year, just pretty much steamrolling all the competition and being a formidable force back there on the back line for Angel City. So much congratulations and love goes out to Sarah Gordon for making NWSL Best 11 first team. So, congratulations to her. But there are two other names that are just as important. The Best 11 second team, which is just a tiny little notch below that, but no less important. We are going to see, of course, M.A. Vignola. I mean, come on, who better than her to make one of these teams? I mean, getting called up to the U.S. Women's National Team and now being named a second team. Tell me someone who is having a better season than her, Nina.
No one. I mean, honestly, she started from also coming back from an injury. She's proven herself time and time again. I'm now like her number one fan from going from like I'm not really sure to full tweet ahead, I was going to say, to
Full tweet
fully
ahead.
there with her. Super excited because I think she is totally 100% earned this. And, I just also love the mood that is emanating from this photo. Like, yes, celebrate it. You do you, boo boo. Like, you got this. Congratulations. Go out, have a drink. She is rocking it for me. And, this is just the beginning for her. I anticipate her going above and beyond even what we have imagined right now. So, super excited to see her in this role and congratulate her on this huge accomplishment. And then somebody else that I think is truly, truly deserving of this honor, Savvy.
Yes, Savannah McCaskill, such a great player for us at Angel City. I mean, our leading goal scorer. I mean, she's such a great player. She's such a dynamic player, and she's come such a long way since the beginning. And yeah, congratulations to her. She should be. I don't know. Her and Mignola should definitely be like team like 1.5.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they
second
were like the
team.
first two draft picks on that second team. Like, come on now.
Yeah, they were
And
like
only
if we
because
could
their
have.
position got
Yeah.
filled.
If we could have like a best 13, I think they would have definitely been on that.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And we do still have some unsigned free agents, but
Yes.
I'm starting to feel a little better about how things are progressing. And we know there's going to be a bunch of off-season moves.
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, what are your thoughts on McCaskill? I know we talked about this on the last podcast. Do we definitely sign her or do we leave room for something else?
I don't want to lose her.
I
Like,
don't
she
either.
shows up when you need her most. She was like, what, our first goal scorer? I think she was our first red card. She's
Yeah.
made like she steps up when you need her. She scores goals. She hangs back. She defends. She wins her tackles. I will be very sad if I ever have to play against Savannah McCaskill.
100%. I mean, she's such a great player. And yeah, I hope that she definitely does not go unsigned by us. But that remains to be seen. We shall see what happens. A lot of off season to come, a lot of moves to be made, and not quite there yet. But if you guys have any comments about that, any of the list of free agents that we have out there that you think we definitely need to keep, I don't have that list on this slide, but I know it was like Danny Weatherholt and Savannah McCaskill. And you said Sarah Gordon did sign?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
So
pretty sure she resigned. Yeah. And I mean, let's see. Max is agreeing with us. He's saying, I think we keep Sav. She had a rough start to the season, and maybe that was just a slump. Second half, she showed us how freaking good she is. Totally agree with you there. 100%. So, we did say off season. And if you are looking for ways to keep in touch with Angel City during your off season, you can always volunteer. They've already announced the November impact schedule. So we'll just run through. There's 2 different volunteer opportunities tomorrow.
well, that's why I'm glad we got this out now. So if you're listening and you're just itching to get out there and volunteer, you get to do it quite early, and you can do that with Garden School Foundation at 99th Street's free farmers market from 7 to 9 a.m. That's over on 9900 Wadsworth Avenue in LA. Or if you need to sleep in a little bit, but you still want to get out there and do something good for the community, you can volunteer for Pride Pantry with the LA LGBT Center. It is going to be from 12:45 to 4 p.m. over on 1118 North McCadden Place in LA. So you can head on over to Angel City's website and sign up for those. And then what do we have next on here? Hold on.
Oh, I forgot the outreach slide. I did impact twice.
Oh, good for you, Nina. So
That's what
I will
happens
just
when we're both working in the slides at the same time.
So anyways, if the outreach part of it, so the first part of that slide is impact. How can you make an impact to the community? And those are the volunteer ones. Now the outreach is where you can go out and support and be a part of things. And as we have mentioned, before, of course, we have the NWSL championship is going to be on Saturday. A little bit more about that, but there will be some watch parties and we'll talk about that a little bit. But also there's 2 really fun things happening and we're going to talk about how you can get tickets as well. On Saturday, November 11th at 1 o'clock at Crypto.com Arena, you're going to see women's hockey. It's going to be USA versus Canada. Super exciting. Never have seen that live. That would be a lot of fun to go out and be a part of. And then that evening at 7:30, the Kings versus the Flyers also will be playing. So go out, show your support for women's sports, and then you can stick around and see the Kings versus the Flyers. Now, the cool thing is about this, if you are a season ticket member, you should have gotten an email, and this email does have a link in it so that you can get discounted tickets to see these events at Crypto, as well as I think there's an open practice on Friday at the Toyota Sports Performance Center as well. So
Yes,
let us,
and
yeah,
look at this, it's public skate around. Like, to me, that means I get to lace up and go on the ice with some hockey players.
yeah, some of the US players are Lacey Eden, Haley Wynn, Abby Roque, and some more. Now, subject to change, of course, but then there's also going to be a private dinner. A lot of these things are invite only, so I don't know how you get on that list. I'm not on that list, I can tell you that. But if you're lucky enough to do that, take some pictures and tag us and let us know what it was like. But super cool event. Let us know if you're heading out there. If you need tickets, maybe reach out to us. Maybe we can do something for you and help you out on that as well.
All right.
Now,
Before we go into NWSL news, I think you've got props for today.
oh, yes. Oh, yes, I do, guys. We have a new sponsor. So, I was
Yeah.
so excited for this one when I saw Angel City welcomed Gooder as the official sunglass partner. Now, you may be like, "What? Another pair of sunglasses? I don't understand." Let me tell you, I've been wearing Gooder sunglasses, which don't look like anything fancy. They're light as can be. They really are nothing crazy, but they are this brand that really reached out to runners. I think that was really kind of where it started. I bought them as, like, sunglasses I could run with because they're lightweight, you drop them, it's not a big deal, they're polarized, they're great protection against the sun, and they're cheap. They're like 20 bucks. So, I loved seeing that they were a sponsor for Angel City. I'm hoping, praying they come out with some Angel City branded ones
Ooh.
because they do. They have all kinds of fun, themed ones. They'll do like 4th of July, they'll do Pride, they'll do Christmas, and they all have really fun names. I wish I knew what the fun names of these were, but they you check them out. Go to
Fun
Gooder's
names like the
website.
kind you get with your nail polish, like,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
my toenails right now are Susie needs a locksmith.
Are you kidding me?
No, that's the color of my toenails right now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, they have some really fun ones. Like these pink ones are called Don't Tab Shame Me, the Back Nine Blackout, the $9 Pour Over.
What does
The
it mean to tab shame someone?
I don't know. Just we're not
Oh,
cool, Nina.
no.
You're the worst millennial ever, and I'm older than you, so don't ask me. Um, the purple ones are Gardening with a Kraken. Um,
I like that. That's fun.
um, Bosley's Basset Hound Dreams are green and or brown and black. Like they just have all these fun ones.
All
So
right.
go over there, check them out. I can't wait for the Angel City collab to drop on those because I will definitely be copying those and running with them because they are great sunglasses to run with. Throw them into your bag. You don't need a case. Like they're indestructible, to be honest. So
Ooh,
love,
fancy.
love, love this collab, and love that we've had so much fun, positive news for Angel City. But guess what?
We got some womp womp news, but it's not
Yes.
Angel City. Let's
No,
be
it's not.
very clear. Nothing to do with us. Not Angel City. Meh.
It's not Angel City, and I'm only mentioning this because Angel City had to put out a statement about this. And for those of you that might be listening to this and maybe follow them on socials and are confused and you didn't really understand it and it just didn't make
Mhm.
sense, I think I just want to take a time just to clarify it so that there is no question, so that people aren't adding them about things because they kept getting added in comments about this story, and that is why they had to make a statement. Somebody even put it on social media and was like, why do we even care if it's an ex player? And I'm like, well, this is why, and try to explain it. But if you didn't know, there was recently a video that had ex ACFC player Stephanie Ferrer Van Ginkel in it, and doing some things that I don't think are ever appropriate. And I don't even want to go into it, but that's what they were referencing. And it was just a terrible take, a terrible moment. And, you just can't do stuff like that. So
It's
people,
anti-Semitic, and that's what it comes down to. We know there's a lot going on with the Middle East right now, and we don't want to get into all that at this point. There's never a reason I feel like to kill innocent people. And I think everyone is on the same page with that. But what Stephanie Ferrer Van Ginkel did was also incredibly wrong. And I'm glad that Angel City has come out and been like, no, she's not with us. But it's really unfortunate that when you Google her name, she appears in the Angel City jersey. It's
Yeah,
like,
and I think that's what it was. And somebody made the comment. They said, "Wow, that year she was with you, you guys must have not instilled any kind of values in her." And I'm like, she had 20 plus years of something at
of
home that
life.
needed to do that. I don't think a year with a club is supposed to shape you into a good person or impact your decision making or things like that. So don't want to spend any more time on that because we don't ever like to get into anything that's dramatic or controversial. We're here just to tell you the facts. We're here to give you the news. We're here to tell you what happened and stuff. And I just want to leave it out there. But if you were confused about that and didn't understand, that is why. And we are all going to move on from this. I don't think she will, unfortunately, but we are, because it does not affect us one little bit, thankfully, anymore. So,
Yep. But with that,
yeah.
we have other happy news, NWSL news, switching it up. We are done with the Angel City portion. And that brings us into some super cool stuff that's happening. And that is Sounders are in advanced talks to purchase OL Reign. I love this. I think it's super cool to see teams coming together in this way and to have a men's team supporting the women's team. And I know that's been like talk, is that really the best or should they all be independent? But I do love this. And we know that this team has been for sale for a while and the Sounders fan base is incredibly supportive. They're very strong. So I'd be excited to see this happen.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it goes to show something we've been saying for a long time, that women's sports are trending hard. They are showing, definite return on investment. So if you're going to put money into a team, you are already expecting that they are going to give you back something. So I
Mhm.
think that's a great thing. I think they said, they've been looking to sell this club for a while, and their value's around, I think it said 49 million. There's no agreement, but they said that there is negotiations, and I do think it would be massive. I think it's a great thing for a big club like them to invest in that. So I think it's exciting. Yeah, I like what Maximus said. It'd be great to see Seattle Reign. Like, I don't know, I like that. I think it takes out the mystique of where OL Reign is from to people that may be new to the NWSL. You think of OL Reign and you don't exactly know like what region, where they hail from. So, maybe stamping on that Seattle Reign would be cool. And who knows, maybe the results from this weekend are going to be a huge factor
Mhm.
in that purchasing decision. But either way, the fact that they're talking about it, I think it's great. I think you're going to see more and more conversations like this being had with other clubs, and in these collabs with the MLS as well. So either way, let's move on to some fun NWSL news that involves the best 11 that we talked about earlier. We're going to get into the NWSL side of it and talk about who was named. Now, we've got up here first the first team defenders, and of course, Sarah Gordon. We're going to name her first. We already talked about her, but she is in some pretty darn good company, if you ask me, in that of Ali Krieger, Naomi Girma, and Sam Staub. So, I mean, I think they definitely got that right when it comes to who they put on the back line. Nina, would you like to move on into defend or midfielders? Sorry.
Yeah, but first I have to address the dog in the room.
Oh, God.
So I am dog sitting for my parents right now. So I have Ike and Eleanor in the house. This is Eleanor. She's just over a year old and she is not used to not having attention.
Is that why
So,
she's down there shaking her collar like it's Jingle Bells time?
oh yeah. Oh yeah. They
Is that all
are
the time?
no, just at 4:30 in the morning and 8 o'clock at night.
Oh, okay. Well,
So she was
I
jumping around, and so I just picked her up.
all
But
right. Well, whatever keeps it going. So, all
yeah.
right, move on to first team midfielders.
All right, first team midfielders, of course, very excited for these. You've got Jaden Shaw, Sam Coffey, and Dabinia, all very strong midfielders representing 3 different teams there.
None
And
of them
what
are in the final.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Little shade there,
Just
goodness.
Just saying, none of them were in the final, but that is not the case when we look at our first team forwards. So with our first team forwards, we have Carolyn, Sophia Smith, and Lynn Williams. Lynn Williams, of course, with New York, New Jersey, Gotham. So we will see her hopefully scoring some goals on Saturday, no doubt. Now, we're not going to stop there. We at least want to mention the best 11 second team because, as we mentioned earlier, we do have two players on our Angel City team that were on that, in that of Savannah McCaskill and Emma Vignola. And then, of course, we'll tell you the rest of them as well. Nina, do you want to name the players that are on there?
Hold on, it's too small for me. So you've got Alex Morgan, Ashley Hatch, Trinity Rodman up top, McCaskill, O'Sullivan, DeMello in the middle. The back line is going to be Knights Wagner, Vignola, Kurtz, Fox, and in goal, Sheridan.
All right. Do you have any problems with any of those? Do you agree with all of those? Is there anyone you would have rather have seen on these lists, or
I
do you
do
think they
feel like
got
I
that right?
agree. The only thing I can think is, and maybe it's just because she was so good against us, but Vlatsko has really like shown herself, and it seems interesting that she did not get a nod.
Well, she did not, unfortunately, and she
And
got
moving on,
snubbed. Well,
sucks
no,
to be you.
I I had a segue that you totally messed up, Nina.
Oh,
Thanks.
sorry.
I said she did not. So if you think she got snubbed, we're going to move on to who else we think got snubbed because we're going to talk about the individual awards now. And right now, 3 of them have been announced. We are still waiting on MVP and I think newcomer of the year. I think we all feel like we know who the newcomer of the year should definitely be, but
It has to.
let's talk about this defender of the year. We have got back to back champion in that category, in that of Naomi Girma.
Snubbed.
Do we think Sarah
Sarah got
Gordon got
snubbed.
snubbed on this one? Yeah.
Yes, I think so. I absolutely think so. Like Naomi is good, don't get me wrong, and she was rookie of the year, then defender of the year and defender of the year, and like she's dang good. We agree. She's good, but Sarah did something Naomi didn't do. She came back from an incredible injury where she was out a full season and she managed to show up for the team. She's one of the fastest people. She led in stats.
Tell us how you feel.
And I'm also
No.
biased, so there.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you. Like you said, I think she did something a little different in her season, and that was a glow up. That was coming off of not playing at all last year to coming out and literally just killing it out there. And I think that needed to be represented and noticed here. But that didn't happen, unfortunately, and it did go to Naomi Girma. Now let's talk about one that you do agree with, Nina.
Yeah, and there it is. Goalkeeper of the year. And that goes to Jane Campbell. I think she played tremendously. Very excited for her here. It's a huge honor whenever you make an award like this. And she had a great season. So no objections.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. She did. She had a
So
great
we're going
season. What? What?
object, don't object, and now we're gonna object again.
I was gonna get there, but I guess go ahead, Nina.
No, go ahead. You object.
I don't object to that. The next one, oh man, we were talking about this one earlier, so we're gonna go ahead and talk about this now. Juan Carlos Amaros was named the coach of the year, and I know that there are a ton of people out there that definitely disagree with this, that it should have been, without a doubt, Becky Tweed. And tell me your thoughts on that, and I will definitely tell you my thoughts on this as well. But go ahead, Nina.
I mean, I definitely agree. The sad part is there's no understating what he also did for his team for New York, New Jersey, Gotham. And he came up, he brought them from last place all the way into the final. That's a huge undertaking, but we were so close to also doing the same. And I feel like we did it with more to prove and with more pressure and with more fans. And
I don't know that affects his coaching and what's going on.
but
I think
more
you're gonna
eyes on us, I feel like.
I think at that point though, you have to make this an award for the just overall team glow up of the year. If you're gonna do that. But I think as a coach, now this is where I'm gonna get probably all kinds of hate mail. I get that. Now, because they're in the final. They went from last place to being in the final, and it's very, very, very hard to deny that coaching was a part of that, honestly. I think it's super close. I think
Oh,
I like what Maximus
good.
says. I
Yes.
think this is what I like. I like she did such a phenomenal job with only half a season. Now, granted, she was on the coaching staff, so she was halfway there in half the season and all the way there the other half. So yeah, I think it's very close. I don't think I I think they flipped a coin at the end of the day, or I think that because they made it to the final, that's what
That was
probably
what it
tipped
was.
it into their favor. I think at one point before going into this, they're like, it's got to be Becky Tweed. It's got to be Becky Tweed. And then all of a sudden, the lowest seeded team on the graphic, number 6, is in the final. They're like, ah, crap. I think it just tipped it in their favor, to be honest. So I
Mm.
if Becky would have won it, do you think anybody would have been upset? Absolutely not. I think she deserved it. I think I wish we could give her another award that was equally as good because she deserves something. She deserves to be recognized, and she did a phenomenal job. But either way, we can't do anything about it. He is your coach of the year, and will be playing in the final on Saturday. Now, like I said, MVP and newcomer of the year not announced yet, and we will definitely talk about that once that happens. I think we're all hoping Alyssa Thompson is there, and she's the one that pulls out that one. What do you think? Who's Sophia Smith's going to come out with that one? Do you think?
Probably.
Yeah, she was our golden boot. But
Yeah. And
anyways,
well,
that is our awards.
but let's talk about a different award. Let's talk about one that's not NWSL, that's not Angel City specific, but one that's actually global. We had the Ballon d'Ors, or
Yes,
Balloon d'Or, as it's written in our notes.
I put
But
balloon door because I knew I was going to spell it wrong, so I just put balloon. I knew you would know what that meant. So why does it
yeah.
matter?
So Ballon d'Or is the international recognition for soccer, and we award it to the best male and the best female soccer player. And I really want to shout this one out. I think this is so cool. So Aitana Bonmati actually won for the women, and she is the first player, male or female, to achieve every team and every individual award within one season. And what do I mean? She won Champions League. She won UEFA Player of the Year. She won the World Cup Golden Ball. She won Liga F winner. She won Supercopa MVP. She won Supercopa 2023. Like, and now she's got Ballon d'Or. Like, that's freaking cool.
That's insane. Like, just to be that good and that dominant in everything. I mean, there needs to be is there an award for just that? An award for getting all the awards?
A life award.
That's yeah, like seriously, that's incredible and congratulations to her. And like you said, definitely worth mentioning when we're talking about awards, not just on an NWSL level, but on a global level. And speaking of global, let's chat real quick about what is going to be happening in in December. So we talked about this on our podcast. We talked about the fact that Netflix was following around the U.S. women's national team and their docuseries. And well, guess what? That 4-episode docuseries is going to be released on December 12th.
Okay.
So
We were making really bad jokes like it was supposed to be 8 episodes, but they cut it to 4 because we didn't advance.
yeah, I think this is definitely one to watch. I think there's going to be a lot of drama behind the scenes. I think it's going to be very interesting, very eye-opening. I mean, like it says, from enduring injury to upholding legacy, the series follows the athletes behind the most decorated team in international soccer history on the road to the 2023 FIFA World Cup, and it's called Under Pressure, the U.S. Women's World Cup Team. So December 12th on Netflix, you can check that out. Going to be an interesting one. We all know how it ends, but whew, yeah, it's happening. I was surprised they didn't like scrap it and say, oh, never mind. But
We're actually going
they're
to
coming
follow
out.
somebody else.
Honestly, no. I think it's going to be really good because instead of it being like that, wholesome feel good story, it's going to be full of lots of drama. I think there's going to be a lot of behind the scenes stuff that we're going to be like, "Oh, she said what?"
Mhm.
Things
It's
that
going
we
to be a
didn't get to
binge.
hear. Yeah, so 4 series, those are easy to binge, grab your glass of wine or your water or whatever it is, get some friends together and just let's just relive the torture that we all went through during that crazy, crazy time. So,
Oh,
but
all right.
anyways,
Coming back to NWSL, we have one game to go. Amanda, you've been like always right. I owe you 2 bottles of wine so far. And then I was really, really worried you were going to sweep me and I was going to owe you 4 bottles of wine. But we each have a team going into the championship match this Saturday, kickoff at 5 p.m. I had picked OL Reign. I said they beat us. They're going to go all the way. And I'm secretly very happy that they knocked out San Diego Wave and now they don't get a championship at home. And that makes me kind of happy inside. Um, and you
that's true.
said New York, New Jersey, Gotham. You're probably the reason that Becky Tweed did not win Coach of the Year. But here we
Wow,
are.
rude. Wow, rude. Very rude. Um, no, I mean, just New York, New Jersey, Gotham's story in general, and just their glow up being the 6th seed and the trajectory they were on. I picked them because I wanted them to get to the final. I mean, knocking off powerhouses like NC Courage and the Portland Thorns. I mean, I don't know how many championships those 2 teams have under them, but knocking them out of the
Yeah.
race, that's so satisfying. And thank God they didn't have to play on that god awful pitch that San Diego OL Reign had to. Oh my gosh. Talk about a step backwards for NWSL. The fact that they could not
Mhm.
and did not apparently have time to get rid of college branding on a field for a professional women's sport. I mean, come on. This
Yeah.
is playoffs. That was laughable. That was very, very sad. I mean, I don't know how long it takes to do that stuff. So if it's way longer than the time they had, then I apologize. But I don't know. I'm still mad about it that we watched an entire professional women's game while we saw the Aztecs faded gross logo and lines on the field. It just
Did it feel
felt
high school?
it felt bush league. It felt like we were watching what NWSL was like 7, 8 years ago. We've come so far, and I really, really, really think that they need to do better. And I hope that there is so much branding about the NWSL and these teams going on that turf. I hope I cannot see a single iota of the Aztecs anywhere in that stadium for this game on Saturday. But let's talk, like you said, real quick about the 2 teams that did make it to the final and how they got there. So we didn't want to give you game recaps because nobody cares how those games played out. They don't. What if you're listening to this pod? You don't care about the play by play. You care about who scored and like kind of like a snapshot, which is what we're going to give you. But like we said, OL Reign by way of Latsko in the 47th minute did manage to steal the win away from the San Diego Wave on, I would say, their turf, but however, it was the Aztecs turf on their turf in San Diego. And you look at the stats, and they were pretty even, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, definitely pretty even. Sorry, we have to go attack. There was a noise outside. With OL Reign just taking it with only 1 goal. And that's a pretty tight fought race. You look at it and the shots are about even, shots on target about even, possession about even, everything down the line. And this is how you know it's a championship game. It's 81% pass accuracy and 80% pass accuracy. They were all clinical in what they did. This was an incredible matchup and, could have easily been a final.
Yeah, it was a back and forth action. And then coming out of the gates in the half, OL Reign set the tone and was able to steal that win. And then that was all she wrote. And then, of course, in the Portland Thorns, New York, New Jersey, Gotham FC game, it was a little more intense because that game did make its way into extra time. We've got Stengel with a goal in the 107th minute. That was going to put them over the top to steal it away from the Thorns. They had 11 shots to 13, and then both of them had 3 on target. Possession was pretty even. Look at this, though. Gotham FC, 612 passes. That's a lot of passes and 75% accuracy. So they were definitely moving the ball well. Lots of fouls. 20 fouls to 18. Very chippy match. 4 yellow cards for Gotham. They were fighting for their life, no doubt. They wanted this match and they were going to get it by way of any means necessary. Thankfully, all it took was one goal to pull out the win and send them into their first final. And we have got Gotham versus OL Reign happening on Saturday, November 11th on Veterans Day. And what are your thoughts on that? I mean, like we said, we each picked a team. I picked San Diego, Gotham. I thought, California, New York would be cool. And you picked, for some reason, OL Reign and Portland, the Battle of the Northwest. But yeah, and this is how it ended up. It still ended up being East Coast, West Coast at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I mean, I'll take it. I think this is going to be a great game. You've got, Ali Krieger and you've got Megan Rapinoe, who are both playing in their last match ever. That's so much buildup, so many years of service to the U.S. women's national team. And then on top of that, you just have an incredible story between both teams. We know OL Reign has never won a championship. New York, New Jersey, Gotham, like barely rebranded. And we took basically their whole team and coaching staff. So here we are.
I mean, yeah, either way you look at it, we're going to see somebody who's never won who's going to lift the trophy, and I think that's really cool. And I think did we talk about on the last pod, we talked about the glow up of the trophy. So
Yes.
that's going to be a lot of fun to see that pretty new Tiffany branded trophies happening. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for both these teams. Yeah, I do wish it could have been us. I think obviously that would have been great. I mean, we barely got beat by OL Reign. So seeing them in the final just gives me all the more hope of knowing like we definitely could have been there, should have been there. And yeah, we were always where we meant to be. I just wish we could have been in the final, but
I know. But, some of
okay.
our players are going to be participating in some of these exciting events. I've just put up on the screen, there's going to be some fun things happening all weekend, November 10th through 12th. There's going to be a skills challenge. There's going to be pickup game and networking, different tailgates, brunch, beach party, post game, watch parties, all hosted by the Sirens, the San Diego Wave, or also NWSL, but a lot of different fun events hosted. And, looking at the skills challenge, let's dig into this a little more, Panda, because there's going to be different stars throughout the NWSL, and they're going to play each other in a series of skills competitions, including shootouts with a goalie representing each team, 2-on-2 tech ball, and like crossbar challenge.
Yeah, and they're gonna have I guess it's gonna be kind of team based, not a little less it's going to be interesting because I know with the MLS they have like when they do the skills challenge, it's based on the All-Star game and it's versus like the a Mexican team or or like Arsenal or something. So I'm curious to see how they're going to comprise these two different teams. What I do know is Didi Haracic. She is the only name so far from Angel City that I do know that will be competing in this. And the winning team is going to be given $25,000 from CarMax to be split among each one. So, they'll each get like a nice little $1,000 for going out there and playing a game. But right now, the only athletes that I do know that are going to be doing them are Orlando Pride finalist Messiah Bright and Casey current midfielder La Bonta, which we know who she is. She did the funny little my hamstring hurts, but then she twerked, so she's kind of made that move kind of famous. I know I've seen a couple NFL players do her little move, which I think is funny. But Louisville FC keeper and goalkeeper of the year finalist Katie Lund, North Carolina Courage captain Denise O'Sullivan, and then we'll keep seeing names pop out here and there on who is going to be competing. But the thing I don't know, and as soon as we find out, we will let you know. We don't know if it's going to be anywhere we can watch it because all it says is it'll be at 4 p.m. local time at Surf Sports Park in Del Mar on Friday, November 10th. And that's all it says. It doesn't have anything in way of a viewing or if it's going to be on TV, which I think this is a shame, because I don't know. I'd kind of like to see that. I think it'd be fun. I mean, they show it for the men during the MLS. So why can't you show it for the women? Like, come on. Don't make me get angry with you, CBS. I'm already a little perturbed at you. Don't make me even angrier.
Yeah, absolutely. And it all does culminate with, of course, the championship game. And if you're not making the trip down to San Diego, watch with your ACFC fam. They're going to be kicking it over at Tom's Watch Bar in downtown LA or at High Tops downtown LA. That kickoff is 5 p.m. Saturday. super exciting. It's going to be a great matchup. Either way, somebody walks away with a trophy.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. I like the teams that are in it. I'm excited to watch it. I know, Nina, you're gonna be at work for most of the day, but I'm sure you're gonna be able to catch and follow along. I'm gonna see what our plans are. Maybe we'll make it out to one of these watch parties. I don't have anything going on Saturday. I think it would be a lot of fun to meet up with some of you. So if you are heading out to a watch party, let us know where you're gonna be and who's gonna
Long
go
Beach,
where.
Torrance. They're going to be in Torrance, right across the street. There's a nice bar.
Are they gonna be playing the game?
They will be if I ask.
Okay. Well, good to know. So we'll see what's gonna happen, but that's really it. Like I said, we had a lot of information about what's happened over the last couple weeks. I tried to comb through the dates to find out, what we haven't talked about since our last pod, and hopefully we covered everything. Do you
Yeah.
have anything else that you would like to add that we skipped over or that you really wanted to give an afterthought to?
No, I mean, before we sign off, I do want to say we promised a Thanksgiving episode. So we actually want to invite everyone to join us live. Come on camera with us the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Let us know what you're thankful for. Let us know what your favorite Angel City thankfulness is. I put the link in the in the chat just now. So go on to YouTube, take a look, copy that link, and the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, 7 p.m., log in with us and you can be live on our podcast. You can tell us your thankful moment with Angel City and what you love the most. So I think it's a great way to have Thanksgiving week to kind of wrap up the season. We'll, of course, talk a little bit about how that championship game ends up. I obviously owe Panda some wine, so that
I
has
guess
to
I owe you
happen.
wine though too, so we should just buy our
Oh,
own bottle of wine and you owe me two, so
no, I owe you 3 because I owe you 2 from before and 1 from this.
man, I am a gangster when it comes to this game. All right,
Luck
we'll figure it
Chuck.
out. We will figure it out. Like you said, we will hopefully see you guys all again the week of Thanksgiving, and we'll talk about how this weekend that's coming up, how it went, and yeah, get those thoughts ready. What are you thankful for? What are you looking forward to the most? Maybe next season, stuff like that. Let's just have a feel good moment with all of our friends and everybody that we really enjoy spending time with. So that's all I've got. I think we have a quote from Becky Tweed that we'd like to end things on.
Yeah, absolutely. And this comes from Becky's press conference as she was named head coach, interim no more. And she says, "It's been an incredible journey and it's only just beginning. This is just a platform for us to grow from and become bigger and better next season."
Can't wait for next season. It's sad that it's coming to an end, but honestly, I think next season's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know about you, but I'm just going to rest up for it because it's going to be a wild ride. And on that note, there's only one way we like to end these, right?
Yeah.
Nina? Bye.
Bye.